Can we talk about the Resident Evil trailer? Because after years of watching Hollywood struggle to try and make Resident Evil work, I think Zach Cregger finally figured out how to do it. And the weird part is he's not adapting the games into a movie the way the fans would expect him to. He's doing something completely different. The movies from the early 2000s starring Milla Jovovich, I think that's how you say her name, those were god-awful. They had tried to incorporate lore from the games, but not use some of the game characters. I truly don't remember a ton from those movies. I watched the first one at one point. I watched the last one, and that scene of her throwing the small little vial of the cure onto the floor and it curing the entire world has to be one of the dumbest scenes I've ever seen in my life. And then we had the recent remake, which tried to combine, I think, games 2 and 3 or games 1 and 2. I can't remember correctly. I haven't seen that one in a bit either, because while I liked it, it wasn't great. It had a lot of flaws. I think they did a good job with the zombies, but they just didn't do a good job of adapting the game's lore into a movie. But just from this trailer, I think we can get a good sense of what he's wanting to do with this movie, and I think it's really working. It opens up in a hospital. We get the main character. Our main character is a medical delivery serviceman. He doesn't want to take the job on, but he gets double pay, so he says, fuck it, why not? Let's do it. And that's how the whole plot ensues. And I love that this trailer doesn't give too much away. But what I can't stop thinking about is that this is the first Resident Evil movie that realizes we don't need to adapt the story from the video games. Hey, quick pause. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you. Everyone feels like they could survive the zombie apocalypse, but the way this story is written and the way this actor portrays it, it makes you feel like you are in the shoes of someone trying to survive Raccoon City. The games have these larger-than-life characters. My favorite, Claire Redfield, Leon, Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine. They're all larger than life. I mean, at some point, everybody knows this stupid meme. Chris punches a boulder in Resident Evil 5. But what makes a great horror movie is when you feel powerless. I think that's why horror has relied on the main characters making dumb decisions, or the classic cliches of the car not starting fast enough, someone splitting off by themselves. That's to make us feel like those characters are helpless, so it puts them in a terrifying situation. But in this movie, the main character is not some mythical badass. He's just a regular dude just trying to make double money doing a run, and he doesn't know what he's getting himself into. And I think that elevates the feeling of this movie. Then on top of that, I think Zach is cleverly layering in the survival horror aspect of the games, but not overdoing it. I mean, we see the scene where he gets the shotgun, we see the scene with the typewriter, we see him finding bullets and freaking out because a zombie's coming towards him. Those all feel like parts of the video game. And from what we've seen so far, this entire movie isn't, hey, remember this from the video game? Hey, more jangling keys. Hey, this is the typewriter. He's gonna go type on it and save the game. They're not doing that this time. They're doing clever homages and like finding the shotgun. That's a big part of the Resident Evil games, but it makes sense here and it's not just like a cheesy moment. Zach realizes that most people understand the language of the game, so he's gonna give you clever moments where he uses that, and honestly, there'll probably be clever moments where he subverts our expectations. What I think Zach has done really good as a director so far in Barbarian and in Weapons, he writes believable characters, just normal everyday people in extraordinary situations. And he's doing the same thing here, and that's why these trailers make the world feel more believable, makes the movie feel more believable. Because in the early 2000s with Milla Jovovich, they're going way into the action side of this. There's some horror elements, but like it just gets off the rails, almost Matrix inspired, if I remember correctly. And then the other remake they did, it was showing us Claire Redfield and Leon on the night of the outbreak, and again, it didn't feel, I mean, I think there was some really scary parts in there, maybe I'm wrong, there were some fun parts in there, but it just like didn't capture their characters correctly. It didn't capture the story correctly. So Zach is saying, fuck it, throw all that out. I'm gonna put you in the middle of Raccoon City on the night of the outbreak and just lets the story roll from there. And I think that's so interesting. Even if I personally want them to make Resident Evil 2 into a movie or Resident Evil 7 into a movie, I think that would be a lot of fun. And maybe Zach would have been the guy, maybe not Zach. He's an amazing director, and I think he's making the Resident Evil movie that he should. There's definitely some kind of team out there that could have adapted it correctly, but clearly the movies that were chasing adapting the game more faithfully were doing this completely wrong. The reason I'm excited isn't because this is finally Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 7 on the big screen. I'm excited because this finally feels like someone who understands what it's like to play Resident Evil. It feels like a Zach Cregger movie, but it also feels so Resident Evil. Hey, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you feel about this movie down below. Really interested to hear your thoughts. I'm really excited for this, and I feel like the response to this trailer and the first trailer have been really positive. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of me, go check out my other channel where I cover a lot of metal and guitar content. You can also go follow me on Instagram, and also if you enjoyed this video, go check out the one that's on screen now. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Peace.